Good morning! It is Sunday again! Hooray! Now, today we're doing the next bit of the story of David. And today's story is probably one that you know already quite well, and probably one of the most famous stories in the Bible for children, because it's the story of David and Goliath. Now, why do we love this story so much? Well, the first thing is because it's got a giant in it. The story's set out somewhere near where the Israelite people lived, and they're having a war against the Philistine people, and the Philistine people send out a giant. His name is Goliath, and he was 9 feet and 9 inches tall. Now, I am about 5 feet and 10 inches tall, so he was about 4 feet taller than me. And who ends up fighting against Goliath? Little David. David, who was a young man. He's like a teenager probably. So he's not very big. And we like this story because we love it when something small and something weak overcomes something big and strong. And that's why we like it. But even more important, we like this story because the little person, the reason he succeeded was because he believed and trusted in God's power over the power of human beings. So he believed in God and trusted God's power over the power of human beings. Now, I'd really recommend that this week you either read together the Bible story, because it's a really exciting story to read and you can understand most of the words, or listen to it, okay? Because there's some really fun bits in it. Like, for example, the bit where David comes to bring some food, packed lunch, to his brothers who are fighting the war. And his brother turns around to him and says, "Why are you here? What are you doing here? You just wanted to come down and watch the battle, didn't you?" And David said, like a little brother might do, "Am I not even allowed to speak?" I love that. It shows how human these characters were. Just the stuff about Goliath being so tall. Well, was it possible for him to be that tall? Probably. The tallest man that we've got in photos was a man called Robert Wadlow, who was actually 9 feet and a little bit more tall himself. So Goliath would only actually been 30 centimetres taller than this man Robert Wadlow. Another really cool thing about this story is that you can see how David and Saul, how their paths are becoming mixed together. Remember, we've had Saul was the king, and David was anointed and chosen to be the next king before Saul had even stopped being king, before he died. And then there's a story we've missed out where David gets brought into Saul's palace to play his harp for him to keep him calm and relaxed. And yet again, next chapter, we've got David being the one who comes in to Saul's camp and is sent out to rescue the Israelites from this man Goliath because Saul was too scared to do it. So, it's pretty cool. It's a really, really exciting story. And remember what I said? The best thing about this story is that David overcomes Goliath because he trusts God. He knows that God is more powerful than humans. He knows that God has power over this earth. And with God, he knows that God will look after him. God has a plan for him. He's been told that. He's been anointed. So he knows that God's going to look after him. And he trusts God. It's amazing. So, what we can take from this story is that when we've got big giant problems in our lives, when we've got big things that look like a giant, scary to overcome, that we can trust in God being with us through those problems, just like David trusted. And hopefully we'll overcome them. Well, I hope you enjoy the stuff that you've got to go through today. I hope you enjoy going through the story of David and Goliath again, and I hope you have a happy Sunday. God bless.